performance cars. The newest Mustang offers a 2.3-liter turbocharged, intercooled, fuel-injected engine generating an impressive 175 horsepower.
We discussed in a previous segment how low some of the car's boost pressures are. Well, in this car, with a 2.3-liter, it goes up as high as 16 pounds, which is really good. At the top end of the scale and the bottom end, the car responds very quickly to that high boost pressure. I can promise you, this is a muscle car. It's not the Boss 302 as we knew it, but it is, in the modern-day turbo cars, one of the best ones I've driven for sheer horsepower.
The suspension is McPherson strut at the front and a live axle at the rear with coil springs and adjustable Coney gas shocks all the way around. Massive anti-sway bars are stock both front and rear.
When we started the test, the car was understeering. In other words, the nose of the car was pushing. And quite easily, from the glove compartment, we took out a shock absorber adjuster and adjusted up the front shock absorbers, and the car handled very much nicer. In fact, it came into an oversteer situation, which is much nicer in these type of cars. The one thing I would be slightly critical on is the gearbox. The gearbox is excellent in first and second gear, nice close ratio gear, and then suddenly into third, it sort of dies on you. However, once you get out of second gear and try to find third, there's a long gate, a long distance between the second and third gate. As a result, the RPM, the revs, drop down, and it takes a little while for the boost pressure to come up.
Big disc brakes are also standard at all four corners. That's possible at least partly because of Ford's decision to go to 16-inch wheels and Goodyear NCT tires. The sticky radials provide excellent cornering power, but a word of caution. The tires use such a soft rubber compound that during our panic stop braking tests, we flat-spotted them.
We've been rather critical today of the brakes. However, we have really put the car through its paces. Being up at the racetrack, it encourages you to drive the car a lot faster, and we have been rather punishing in the car. However, it responded well, and only in very, very late braking did I feel a little bit uncertainty.
We frequently talk about putting cars through their paces at the track. Tonight we thought you might like to see just how hard Tony works to evaluate the car. It's a credit to the SVO that it didn't really complain about this treatment once during the test. By now you've probably gathered that Tony liked the SVO a lot, with one minor exception.
My main criticism on the car is the gearbox. It has got a Hurst shifter on it, and I think Ford have had better gearboxes in the past. However, I'm sure that a new car buyer in a Ford SVO would be a lot less critical on that side of the car than I would.
So how did Tony compare the SVO to the Porsche Turbo, costing 4 times as much?
We've praised this car a lot today. As you can well imagine, it is high in its class. I would praise it in its pricing, $20,000, in its handling, in the general characteristics of the car, on the look of the car. With a Porsche Turbo at a 10, I would give this car an 8.4, one of the higher ratings of any of the cars that we've tested so far.
And finally, it's my turn to try the new Mustang SVO. Our thanks to Ford of Canada and to Tony Morris of Circuit Tire Sales for their help with AutoCheck on Consumer Retorts. For Vancouver, I'm David Kincaid.